It was well past midnight when I found myself driving along a desolate stretch of highway, surrounded by nothing but darkness. Suddenly, I noticed headlights in my rearview mirror, seemingly gaining on me with alarming speed. I tried to maintain my composure, convincing myself it was just another late-night traveler. But as the car drew closer, something felt off. There was no sound of an engine, no sign of movement within the vehicle. Fear gnawed at my insides as the phantom car overtook me, its windows tinted black, concealing whatever lurked inside. I watched in horror as it disappeared into the night, leaving me alone with my racing thoughts. Was it a figment of my imagination or something far more sinister? I pressed harder on the gas pedal, desperate to put distance between myself and whatever darkness inhabited that spectral vehicle.
It was past midnight when I decided to hit the road, hoping to reach my destination before dawn. As I drove through the deserted highway, my headlights cutting through the darkness, I spotted a figure on the side of the road, a hitchhiker. Against my better judgment, I stopped to offer a ride. The hitchhiker climbed in, and we exchanged brief pleasantries. But as we drove on, an eerie silence settled in the car. I glanced at the hitchhiker, only to find their gaze fixed on me, devoid of emotion. Unease crept over me, and I accelerated, eager to reach the next town. Suddenly, the hitchhiker spoke, their voice low and chilling. They began recounting details of my life, things no stranger should know. Panic surged through me as I realized I was alone in the car with someone who knew far too much about me. Heart pounding, I slammed on the brakes and demanded they get out. As they exited the car, their parting words sent shivers down my spine. Be careful who you pick up on these lonely roads at night.
Late one night, I found myself behind the wheel, the darkness of the hour swallowing the road ahead. As the clock struck 1 a.m., a chill crept down my spine, and a sense of unease settled in the pit of my stomach. Yet, despite the warnings echoing in my mind, I pressed on, determined to reach my destination. The road stretched before me, a ribbon of asphalt cutting through the silent countryside. But as the minutes passed, a subtle shift in the atmosphere unsettled me. Shadows danced at the edges of my vision, and whispers seemed to ride the wind, carrying secrets from the beyond. Suddenly, a figure appeared in the distance, a spectral silhouette that seemed to materialize out of the darkness. My heart pounded as I watched it draw nearer, its form flickering like a ghostly apparition. Panic surged as I realized the truth: I was not alone on the road at this ungodly hour. With trembling hands, I slammed on the brakes, bringing the car to a screeching halt. The figure hovered just beyond the reach of my headlights, its eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. In that moment, a voice whispered in the depths of my mind, urging me to turn back, to heed the warnings of the night. With a surge of adrenaline, I threw the car into reverse, the tires spinning on the gravel as I fled from the haunting presence. As I drove away, the figure faded into the darkness, leaving behind an echo of its chilling presence. In the safety of the daylight, I reflected on the lesson learned: there are forces that roam the night, unseen and unyielding. To drive after 1 a.m. is to invite the unknown into your world, to tempt fate and court disaster. From that night onward, I vowed to heed the wisdom of the hour and let the darkness rest undisturbed. It was nearing the witching hour when fatigue forced me to pull into a deserted rest stop, the only oasis in a sea of darkness. As I stepped out of my car, a chill wind whispered through the empty parking lot, sending shivers down my spine. Ignoring my unease, I made my way to the restroom, eager to wash away the weariness of the road. But as I entered the dimly lit building, a sense of dread washed over me. The air was heavy with a palpable sense of malevolence, and I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. I hurried through my ablutions, eager to escape the oppressive atmosphere. As I returned to my car, a blood-curdling scream shattered the silence, echoing through the night like a haunting melody. Panic surged through me as I fumbled for my keys, desperate to flee this accursed place. With tires screeching, I peeled out of the rest stop, vowing never to stop in the dead of night again. Driving after 1 a.m. may seem tempting for those seeking solitude on the open road, but these stories serve as chilling reminders of the dangers that lurk in the darkness. Whether it's encountering sinister strangers, ghostly apparitions, or haunted rest stops, the risks far outweigh the benefits. It's a time when the veil between the seen and unseen feels thinner, leaving us vulnerable to the unknown horrors that roam the night.